Back in business. This is your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again. We got the squad in the building. Yo, big squad.
What's happening?
Joel on his Eminem early 2000s right now. He's in the closet. You know what I mean?
He's got no snare in his headphones.
He said he's got no snare in his headphones. Have you ever been hated or discriminated against? I've been protested and demonstrated against. Hey, man, a lot to get into on today's episode. After the game that we just saw with Justin Fields, has the Justin Fields slander gone too far? Joy Taylor with an interesting take on Justin Fields today. I was surprised by some of the takes I've seen on Justin since the game, but we'll talk about that. And also, are the Bears actually in a better position? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, and what position they're heading towards. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now you see what I'm saying? You go out and you get the trollops, and then that in turn. Oh, I'm sorry, we're live. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel, only channel talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, boys. What's good? How's everybody's weekends and holiday time? I mean, we don't really celebrate the whole holiday thing, but anytime there's time off work is a good time. That's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. Black Friday ain't what it used to be.
Oh my God, that's
the take I got. That's the take I got from the weekend, and
that's so sad to see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was my weekend. It was cool though. It was cool.
You got anything for Black Friday, Joe? You seem like a guy that takes advantage of not sales.
Nah, no, I'm at a point in my life I don't need to stand outside and get stuff like that. So.
You don't have to anymore, bro. Did you see like they had video crews and all that stuff inside one of the stores, and old boy was like waiting there with like a full TV camera, and it was like one dude that walked in and he was like, he briskly walked over to like the TV section for the doorbuster deals, and it was just him.
Dude, one time I went Black Friday and bought towels. So I can get a deal.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot you were a responsible adult.
Yeah.
I got enough other toys and TVs and equipment, so I don't necessarily need that. But I took the week off last week, and so it was just a nice, much needed rest. And then on Turkey Day, we went everywhere. We went at least 3 different stops because everybody was doing something. So it was just a busy weekend.
It is weird. It's like all the time you sit there and you're just like that day is just like a day to chill for me. And like Maya left to do something, to go like to her parents' house or something like that. So I was just at home watching football all day.
Yeah.
I love watching football all day. Even though there was some terrible football played that day outside of the Dallas game.
I think Dan said, I think, can't hear me. No, I see my.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We know what's going on. We got you. We got you here.
Just in case you want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to hear it again.
Just in case you wanted to hear it again. Talk about it. Nah, man, I thought that was cool. This weekend we had the live event. That was amazing. This Monday we had the live event. It was absolutely amazing. Loved seeing all you guys out there. Baki pulled up on us, seeing Baki in person. Baki walked up to me and was like, "How you doing? I'm Baki." I was like,
"Who was Baki?"
Bro, it threw me off when I seen him.
Nobody talk.
He was in the orange Bears jersey.
Yeah, Baki had the orange Bears jersey right in front of him.
That was Baki.
Baki, you didn't say nothing to Joel the whole night, brother?
No, we talked back and forth. I didn't know that was him.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yeah, I know Baki. Okay. Baki cracked me up. He was like, "How you doing? I'm Baki." I was like, "Yeah, get a camera so we can put you on screen sometime." Yeah, I mean, like P Kid said we blocking him if he don't start a channel. Hey, Baki, you gotta get on. You gotta at least get a camera. We can put you on screen. You be the real on screen Black Adam Schefter. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button if you haven't done so. Let's jump into the show, boys. Let's jump into the first topic. I should say question on the table. has the Justin Fields slander gone too far? I saw Joy Taylor today saying that the Bears need to move on from Justin Fields. The experiment is over through, what is it, 34 games now, 34 starts, whatever it is. He can have a nice career in the NFL as a backup. And it was at that point where I just started looking and instantly, like, I'm just like watching the All-22. And I'm like, how are you killing Justin Fields today? I kill him for the 2 fumbles. They were dumb. Both fumbles to me, like one fumble, okay, defensive play, need to step up in the pocket. Yeah, but I can see that. It's still bad turnover to me. The second fumble, horrible. Cole Kmet could have made a block, but you're a quarterback. You don't have to sit there and get crushed because you're trying to show your team that you're going to go for it. Was 4 down territory. We were going for it on 4th down anyway. So I thought those were 2. Well, you never know when it's 4 down territory with Flus. But I look at the Justin Fields slander and where we're at now as people are just tired of hearing the other side. I think both sides have gone too far. And I asked this question at the beginning of the season. What are we going to do if he's just okay? Everybody was like, he's either got to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. He puts his arms up and footballs fly off of him into receivers' hands in the end zone. Angels in the outfield style. Or he's going to be worse than Mitch Trubisky. I asked, what happens if he's just okay? Looking at the numbers right now after missing 4 games, Justin Fields is just okay. To me, I've said he's good enough to run whatever game plan you put in front of him. He's not great enough to overcome the incompetences that may pop up in that game plan.
But I mean, so that was my issue. Right there in that last sentence you said, right? The incompetence, like the second fumble before they drive down and get the field goal. I mean, we're at the watch party. It's a 10-9 game. Like, I think Roschon had 3.5 yards to carry, and then I think Herbert had almost 4. You're down 1. He's not supposed to be in that situation. Run the ball. You've doubled them up in every other single category up until that point. Why are you doing anything else but this? He shouldn't, like, because I mean, even on the phone, man, like you said, he's got to, like, he's got to hold on to the ball. That's like rule number 1 when you take off. But again, I'm sitting there. It's like, yo, you're down 1. Even if you go out, you waste all the timeout and you go get 3. With the way that the defense played up until that point, Josh Dobbs threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you couldn't go out there and get a stop.
And look, off of the turnover, you did, right? Like, right, you exactly. End up getting a stop and doing it again.
Exactly. So it's like, why is he, like, I'm not questioning like the fumbles and everything else like that. My question is, why do you keep putting him into position to make him look like that?
No, but you know what? I'm not.
That's what I'm going to say. My issue is that this play calling is so up and down. It is not consistent. 1 minute we're going crazy, throwing for 3 touchdowns, and Fields got a couple 300-yard games 1 minute. Then we're doing like the first 3 games of the season, we look pedestrian. You know, like it is not consistent. The play calling has been bad. So now when you play this super ultra conservative football or this brand of offense, now every possession matters. Every possession is so magnified so that he has to be perfect whatever he does. I mean, you're so scared that you've called 15 screens.
15. It was 15.
This isn't. It's like you want. And by the way, he didn't have any interceptions. What was he like? He had a great completion percentage for his passes, but everything was either yards after the catch. Like, the problem was that the coaching was too scared. They didn't know how to. They're not creative enough to outsmart or counter a blitz. They weren't able to counter anything that comes at them. So unless the defense just lays down, like we saw against against the Washington, where they just had some deficiencies, it has to be so easy for them. But now Fields is put in this position that he has to be basically perfect. I think he, like you all said, he ran this game plan like he did, but there weren't no other options. Cole Kmet didn't even exist as a tight end. Like all the options were just screen freaking plays, and it was just very frustrating. So now everybody's talking about dumping on Fields. This is what I was looking at. Fields is shown improvement this year.
100%.
Like he's at 64% completion. You know, he's over there. He's thrown for more 200-yard games already this year. He only had what 2 last year.
2 last year.
So like he is showing improvement overall as a passer. But then we got this limited offensive mindset where they didn't even run the ball. They limited the opportunity, so everything was on Justin. So I don't like the slander that is coming against him, because it's like clearly you don't know how to build a team.
Well, I think the tough part about Luke, to me, doesn't know how to counter off of the counter. That's what I've seen. Luke Getsy, to me, when you're talking about the screen passes, that's the right play versus a blitzing defense. All right, cool. Bubble screens, maybe the running back out of the backfield, a couple of screens in there. Those are the right plays out of the backfield, because if you're able to break those, guys are able to get down the field and wide open. The problem that the Bears have, and had in that game especially, is after you run the 4th screen on the 4th time we blitz, I'm going to go to my defense and say, they're probably going to run a screen every time we blitz. That seems to be what the play. And to me, the when you look at Justin Fields, he ran that system to perfection. He ran the screen system, 27 for 37, 217 yards. He ran it exactly how it's supposed to be run. The problem is, if I get the ball to DJ Moore and Equinemius St. Brown is blocking for him, and the DB on the other side sees that he's inside and goes, well, they're probably running a screen, I'm just going to jump this. Now he's at DJ Moore's legs the second that the ball gets to him. You're not getting anything off of that. Once they made that adjustment, Luke Getsy has to have a counter. Luke Getsy has to have a counter for that. I talked to Lance Briggs about it on the Chicago Bears podcast on Monday, and on Tuesday, he gave me 3 different things that the Bears could have done to attack the blitz, but they were too tied to what they had. And so that made me go back and look. And when you look at the All-22, listen, the only thing that I really looked at, and I was just like, okay, this is an issue, is the fumbles. The fumbles were bad. Like that was the turnovers that Justin Fields has are bad. There's no argument for it. I don't care if you're a Fields fan. I like Justin Fields, whether you think Fields is a franchise quarterback. Franchise quarterback shouldn't turn the ball over like that. I'll have the same conversation with you about Josh Allen. I'll have the same conversation with you about Trevor Lawrence. If quarterbacks are turning the football over, that is a problem. Lamar Jackson as well. But when I look at what they've asked Justin Fields to run, the game plan, he's good enough to execute. The last 4 games we've talked about him playing, he's executed the game plan perfectly.
And listen,
literally Commanders, Denver, the half game versus Minnesota, not really, but I mean, no center, right? Gets his center back versus Detroit when he comes back. We're up 12 with 4 minutes to go, and we lose that game. This game, they asked him to run screens. He's not to a point where he can overcome whatever your game plan is, where he's going to say, I hear when Flus goes, he has the autonomy to audible out of any play he wants. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, because you never see him audible.
I don't accept that.
You never see. Every now and then you'll get a kill. Every now and then. And it's just to a run play. But you never see him change the pass play to a different pass play that he feels more comfortable with.
Yeah. What I don't want to see is that we're creating this carousel of, well, that quarterback's not good, so we're going to get another one. This quarterback's not good. You know, you saw Tom Brady's comments about development of players. Like, it takes time for some of these guys. The issue is that you're up against the clock of paying someone versus in their development. And the problem is that Fields is kind of got the short end of the stick. He comes in his rookie year when they're trying to basically Pace and Nagy trying to coach him, maybe stay their coaching jobs. He wasn't supposed to play his rookie year. Then in the last year, he's playing on a team where they gut the defense and they're starting the rebuild process. But somehow he gets stuck with that. Now, I'm not blind. I don't think none of us are blind to see that he has made some mistakes. But you're talking about a young quarterback learning in the NFL how to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
And so the what I don't like is that he has been put in positions where everything is on him. And so like the fumbles that we've seen, and there's some turnovers that have happened. But a lot of times what happens? Darnell Wright got, sideswipe and then what's his name comes on block. He's getting the ball gets knocked out of his hands. Oh, that's on Justin Fields. There might be one or two where it's his fault. Like against the one fumble, like he said, he's running. He didn't protect the ball. He popped from behind. The other one is the offensive line. Like when the defense really comes down and the pressure's on the O-line, they're collapsing. I mean, we saw that all game where the middle of the lines get blown up. So we still have offensive line issues. It's like I think everybody wants to be.
I think you've got one major issue. At a certain point, it's just you don't have enough bodies to block the bodies they send.
You don't, and you need. The thing is that we're still building this team. That team is not ready yet. Like in terms of just offense, we only have two good pieces on that line,
right?
And everything is average, if not bad.
I don't know about that. Braxton Jones is playing much better.
Average. He's average to me.
Listen, I'm telling you this. You can look at the tape. Since he's been back, he's played much better. He's played above average.
But like you said,
is he great? Is he an all-pro left tackle? No, he's not. But that doesn't mean going and drafting Joe All. That doesn't mean that going and drafting Olu instantly translates to he's an all-pro left tackle. And
what's Darnell Wright doing?
Darnell Wright's a right tackle.
But we just drafted him, right?
How often do you find right tackles in the NFL versus left tackles?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. The last time you seen a rookie at a tackle position be all pro.
Oh, we seeing it right now.
Tristan Wirfs in Tampa.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes you spend the first round picks on. And unless
I'm spending a first round pick on Joe.
We need a left. No, you need to when you draft for that type of position, that is not an easy position to draft for. You can kind of make guards, you can get centers in the later rounds, but tackles are not that easy. They got to block the best defensive ends typically. So no, we need that, and so we don't have all the line together. And then I don't know if it's the combination of we still got Getsy may not. I don't think he's a good coordinator.
No,
but and then Eberflus is somehow getting better with his management of game management these last few games because he was atrocious. Like the Packers game, the first game of the season was horrible.
Yeah,
the questionable call against Denver where we lost the game, bad. But against and in Detroit, it's like, but I mean they basically played a very safe game against Minnesota and they got out of there and squeaked that victory out of there. The defense has been way better.
The only part that irritates me is we ask for consistency from only one person in this equation. We don't ask for consistency from the head coach. We don't ask for consistency from the offensive coordinator. We only ask for consistency from Justin Fields. Because there's nothing consistent about Luke Getsy's play calling. I've seen Luke Getsy, I swear to you, if y'all are watching the tape, I went back and watched y'all 22 from this game. There are plays that you see Luke Getsy draw up, and you're like, bro, that's a mastermind. Because he's using the first play to set up the third play on the drive, and then the third play sets up the fifth play on the drive. The defense has no idea what they're doing. It's genius. And then there are other plays after you get off of the script, sometimes usually right when they come out of the half and things like that, where you go, hey, bro, you had nothing else for this?
Yeah.
You had literally zero adjustment for this. Luke Getsy's great at the initial. Luke Getsy is Billy Donovan, right? Billy Donovan is not a bad head coach. Billy Donovan is a college head coach. A college head coach calls every play based to be, this is perfect. If you do this and run this and y'all do this, this is perfect. He's got his play sheet. He looks at it. He says, on 2nd and 10, this is perfect. And then the defense says, we're going to change what we do. Yeah. He don't have a change what we do on the play sheet.
Right.
He ain't got that adjustment. He ain't got the, whoa, they started attacking on that side?
But I think
you've also seen things like they get a big lead.
Yeah.
And then they just basically get very conservative. And it's like this Minnesota game was the whole conservative the whole time. It's like they're when you keep playing not to lose, like this was the game to play not to lose, and they barely won it, right? And they got scared against Detroit. And it's like they were up and y'all played not to lose. Like that's coaching. Like that is not necessarily Justin Fields. Like he might be following the directions he's supposed to. Like we can't overlook that he's had those other games where he's done what he's done.
Yeah.
But then he's following the game plan. And he's getting sabotaged, in my opinion. But now everyone is super critical. And why is everybody so worried about trying to get this move for Fields right now? We still have technically 2 years. Next year
you got to make the decision on it. But I'm just very confused on why. What happened to paying people what they worth?
Oh, because
that's what confuses me.
You don't do that nowadays.
That's what confuses me. Why can't we pay Justin Fields what he's worth to us? What, are we worried that Justin Fields is going to leave and go somewhere else where he feels like he's more worth it? Like it's almost like when I hear people talk about Justin. When I hear people talk about Justin Fields, they're like, "Oh, we got to give him $250 million." This is who?
No. That's if anything, that's on the low end of whatever the. Well, I guess like you said, you got to look.
Daniel Jones got $2 million. He got 2 years for $40 million a piece. Hey, look. Hey, listen. You got to hold this. Your quarterback. Your quarterback.
That ain't my quarterback.
He got 2 years. Hey, Ringo's in on the Tommy DeVito. Yeah, come on. Come on with Tommy.
That's you. That's you. God,
it's literally one of those things to me where it's like, if you work out a deal for Justin Fields at the value that he's giving you now, he's going to do one of two things. Either he's going to say, no, I don't want that deal. I'm willing to play out on my 5th year option at whatever it is, $20 million. And if it don't work out, it don't work out. Maybe we can come back to the table. Or you just pay him what he's worth, right? Like, listen, is he worth more than Daniel Jones right now? Yeah. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that he's worth $250 million.
But this is the thing. I'm actually so 2 things. I'm actually one with Kid on this because I think Steve-O just said it. If you do, so he says, oh, Justin's getting that 170 mil. If you don't think he's worth that right now, don't go get a QB. Go get a QB. It don't like. If it's either gonna be Caleb Williams or Drake May, go find one. Now the caveat to that is because you do got people that say, if he goes to the Giants or any OC that's competent, he could fix these issues to the point that Justin is a more than capable starter in the league. I feel like it's the same thing that Tom Brady said, like. Everybody's too busy trying to figure out the next. Oh man, we need the next guru. Give me the next. In my opinion, nobody has found the next Sean McVay yet, or Mike McDaniels.
Mike McDaniels is the next Sean McVay.
But the next Mike McDaniels and Sean McVay. Nobody's found those people yet, but you swear.
Mike McDaniels just got hired 2 years ago. Ringo, how long we got to take to find him? God, dog.
Wait, hold on, guys. Mike McDaniels is the head coach, but who's the defensive coordinator?
Vic Fangio.
Oh, Vic Fangio.
So they have
that defense was already good though. That defense was good.
The defense was already good, but you put Jalen Ramsey in there, that's over the top.
Yeah,
we're still building a team. Period. What I don't understand is. If we're going the Kansas City Chiefs route, and let's just say Justin Fields is Alex Smith, they were still 13-3, right?
Yeah.
What everybody wants to see is fireworks. They want to see this dude from the pocket throwing 300-400 yards a game, which I do. I want to see that.
Listen, Alex Smith was throwing 300-400 yards a game.
But he was also managing
Alex Smith got some big games.
And he was running and all that type, but he was real pedestrian to it. But then again, wasn't Matt Nagy calling the plays against Tennessee and they lost when they were 13-3?
Yeah.
And we hired him. We hired Matt Nagy after that.
Yeah. That was this.
But the point is that what did they do? They had a good team. They had a quarterback. They went and traded up and they had to draft capital. So why couldn't we sit there another year? We take this first pick, move down and get more picks. We still got the 4th pick.
Yeah.
We are building this team up. And then next year, we still got Fields for 2, even if we take the 5th-year option. And Fields has gotten better. Let's just say the light comes on in these next 4 games, and then we got next year, whatever. The defense is starting to look really good. We get that 3 technique because we're probably going to be stuck with Eberflus, which I don't want. But it is what it is. But we're building this team.
Yeah.
We can do it again because if someone else sucks again, we get that number 1 pick. We're in the same boat next year.
That's the weird part too. It's like, in my opinion, with where we're at right now, and this kind of leads us to our next topic as well, but like with where we're at right now, why don't we trust that Ryan Poles is going to make the right decision?
I do.
I would say that. Well,
I think he's doing it.
I would say that more times than not, we've been pleasantly surprised with Ryan Poles, minus the wide receiver drafts. But guess what? Maybe he realized that's a point of weakness for me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and trade the number 1 pick, get a top 10 pick, get a 2nd round pick, get a 1st round pick for next year, which might end up being the 1st overall pick again. I might control the board for 2 years in a row. Their quarterback sucks. And then on top of that, I get DJ Moore, right? Like, why do we feel like to me, I'm looking at where we're at right now. And it's almost as if people forget that Ryan Poles got here last year. We are light years ahead of where we were when he showed up. Light years ahead.
Yeah.
Because we're not just talking about picks. We're actually building towards where we can finally have a team. See, here's the problem with Chicago. Chicago always thinks we're a quarterback away. No, you're a team away. Jay Cutler works if you protect him on the left side and he doesn't take 60 sacks in a season.
Exactly. And
you're
an
a
aging
team
defense.
Away.
You in an aging defense. You wanted to fix everything was fixing the last team, right? We were trying to stopgap. Ryan Pace drafting Justin Fields was to fix the 2018 team. Then they're fired.
Yeah.
So now you got to rebuild this team. We've never seen it where this has been torn down to the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And now everybody's complaining because we're supposed to watch. They don't want to see this. It's like, unfortunately, we got to go through this.
Yeah.
And now we're talking.
This is how you build it consistently.
But you know what's crazy? Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm starting.
Lean
towards Harrison, and of course I want the left tackle, because now I think about it this way: with DJ Moore, he's getting a lot of coverage, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you got Marvin Harrison Jr. with DJ Moore, now it makes the defense. They can't cheat off to the other person. It makes it even. And it's like, you know what? If you give him another weapon like that, and now you have Mooney as your slot, to me, that's awesome, because I don't think Mooney can't really separate like that. He's a good slot guy. He's not.
Darnell Mooney's probably not going to be. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm just saying, but
he's probably going to be a Kansas City Chief next year.
But the point is that you have 2 guys that can actually separate. But DJ Moore he commands enough of a double team that they gotta shade over to him.
Yeah.
And then or the spy, it's a setup to win, because you either got a spy on Fields or you can't double the receivers. Like, something has to give once we get this offense right.
It's one of those things for me where when I look at where the Bears are now, the fact that he's in the 2nd year of this season, and I can talk about or 2nd year of his tenure, and I can talk about how incompetent the coaching has been through 2 years now. At the end of the day, you hired the coach. I know a lot of people feel like he didn't hire the coach because the coach was here already and he already had things set up. Yeah, I like that we act like we don't already know kind of the nepotism that goes on in the NFL and stuff like that. Like he couldn't have already been calling coaches and talking to guys that he wanted to have, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But to me, you hired a coach that hasn't done on the offensive end what you've needed them to do. You've given Matt Eberflus some of the pieces that he needs, and I think that we kind of had this conversation on the Bears pod today. What are you most convinced of with the team? I'm convinced that he can call a defense. I'm still not convinced he could be a head coach, but I'm convinced that he can call a defense, and unfortunately, that probably buys him another year here, right? Who do you go out to get to be your next offensive coordinator? Who do you go out to get to be the guy that's going to make this next thing work? And I'm going to tell you this right now. Whoever that guy is, you have to say whatever he says on the quarterback position goes. Do not keep making this mistake. If you change head coaches, if you change offensive coordinators, now if you change offensive coordinators, maybe it switches up a little bit. But if you change head coaches and he comes in and he says, I don't want Justin Fields, trade Justin Fields.
Well,
I'll tell you that.
If Jim Harbaugh shows up and says, I don't want Justin Fields, I need to draft another quarterback, trade Justin Fields. Because you want to know what you keep doing? You gave Matt Nagy Mitch Trubisky. He didn't want Mitch. He treated Mitch like he didn't want Mitch. He hated Mitch.
Sound like he didn't want Justin either.
Well, I think he wanted Justin, but it was too late at that point. You weren't saving Justin.
I don't think.
But before that, right? You brought in John Fox and told him make Jay work. Jay was never gonna work. Make Jay work. No. Okay. All right. We suck. All right. Now make Mitch work. I don't want Mitch either. I wanted Deshaun.
Oh, I think he wanted a defensive player.
No, he wanted Deshaun Watson.
And they never even called him.
He wanted Deshaun Watson. John Fox literally was on the phone with who was Deshaun's head coach in college, because they was boys.
Dabo Sweeney. Yeah,
Dabo Sweeney, and he said this is the Michael Jordan of football players.
That. Right.
You cannot pass on him. And here comes old Ryan Pace. He's got the hat on. He's at a hoodie at a North Carolina game. Like this, pays some dude $300 basically to not tell him that he's Ryan Pace. He's like, I'm taking Trubisky. He looks like me, strong chin, good shoulders.
He's nice to people around the building.
Pulls up in a Prius. I like this guy. No, you like the poor college kid. Like, yeah, I mean, we keep doing this experiment. Carl Malone of football. Jesus, what's going on there?
Whoa, hey,
what's happening there, Chi-Town?
All right.
Bro, calm down there, bud. This ain't Josh Giddey. But
to your point though, it's really
the Toyota. That's what it was, Steve-O. He liked the Toyota.
Yeah, it was a Toyota. I remember that.
Yeah.
I would say to your
played
point,
like a Toyota.
I think to your point is like people need to relax. We've never been able to rebuild the team, and so now he has been hitting on most of his picks.
It's the first real teardown.
Yeah, and so it sucks. It's the bumps and bruises of a teardown, but I see it. I don't know. Yeah. Most people need to see that. It's like you can't dump everything on Fields if the guys aren't blocking for him, or. I'm not excusing that he's made turnovers, but it's not like you got to indict this guy that he's so bad. And the problem is that even if you go and get a rookie quarterback, put him exactly in the same spot, most rookies always suffer. So now we're going to sit there and go through a struggling year. Outside of C.J. Stroud, which is like an outlier, I don't see many other rookie quarterbacks that really come in and just take over like that. Is Caleb Williams? They're saying this is supposed to be the guy to do that.
They're saying that he's a mix between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. That's what
Caleb Williams.
Saying.
Hey, bro.
No, he looks like Johnny Unitas.
But no, I'm
Johnny Football. I'm thinking Johnny
Manziel.
Johnny
Manziel. Just run
because Johnny was playing playground football legitimately.
But a lot of that off-script stuff is captivating, but most of these coaches don't want that. You're going to get yourself hurt.
The problem with Caleb is that irritates me because there's some Bears fans that just want change to make change, right? And I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with. Oh, I don't know.
You got a couple of questions.
I never know what Paris wants. Paris 1 week he's like, the kid's all right. The next week he's like, I'm sick of this guy. Yeah, I mean, like, I never know what Paris wants. But I look at Caleb and I say, well, all of the things that people want to kill Justin for, we're watching Caleb do versus his level of competition. Hold the football too long, running around in the pocket, trying to make something out of nothing. Turnovers, right? Like we're watching Caleb do the same thing. And so that's to me where I'm like, okay, why would I want Caleb? I'm not gonna lie to you. There's one player. If the Bears took a quarterback in this draft, there's one player that nobody's talking about at a quarterback position that I think you might be able to get him in the second round.
If you say,
and I would not be surprised if the Bears took him.
Go ahead, because I already know what you're gonna say.
What's good with Jaden Daniels? What's good with Jaden Daniels?
All right, bro. All right.
What's good with Jaden Daniels?
All right.
Why is nobody talking about him?
Because the media has been hyping everybody else up.
Why is nobody talking about Jaden Daniels?
No. Okay. Well, one, what school he go to?
LSU. Oh, you mean like Joe Burrow?
No.
You mean like Joe Burrow?
Okay. Well, no.
You mean like Jamar Chase?
You know what? Nah, because you think you cooking. Nah, go on. Because you think you cooking right now. Go ahead.
No. Literally, all I asked was why aren't people talking about him? They're not talking about him because he's older. Bro, his touchdown to interception ratio is 40-4.
Bro.
He's thrown for 3,800 yards this season. His touchdown to interception ratio is 40-4.
I'm with it. I'm with everything.
Now listen, I don't know. You know, I ain't watched no LSU in and out. I've really just watched the highlights of this kid. I don't know the ups and downs. I haven't done any legit breakdown of it. All my question is why aren't people talking about him? He's gotten better every season. He's got a 72% completion percentage.
And his
touchdown to interception ratio is college.
He had 40 touchdowns or 4 interceptions. Jeez.
Nah.
But Ringo, the jump from last year to this year looks very similar to a young man who people are raving about on the Bengals.
Yeah.
Well, one, y'all gotta understand. I had everything you saying. Joe Burrow had Joe Brady.
So you saying that he's got a worse guy and he's up for
No, he's actually not the worst guy. No, Joe Brady came from the NFL
right
for that 1 year because Joey was mid.
Right.
Joey was mid up until
he actually started working out with David Carr. I'm not gonna lie to you. After he started working with David Carr, he started cooking.
That too. He got Joe Brady cooked. And
my only question is,
Burrow,
that's the reason why these last 2 weeks, Josh Allen been looking the way that he's been looking. Now, if you want to say that you're going to get rid of him and then bring in like a Ben Johnson or somebody of that ilk, now I'm with that. But if you're trying to get him and then keep this current regime, I'm out.
Well, listen, I'm not trying to keep this current regime at all. I think this whole regime is gross when you're talking about the coaching staff right now. But Flus has done enough to go out there and be competent. All I'm saying is Joe Burrow went in his junior season at LSU and was 16-5, had a quarterback rating of 133 and was 57%. His senior year,
when he got Joe Brady,
his senior year, he was 60 touchdowns. Fam, he could get Jesus Christ. That's a huge jump. 16-5 to 60-6 is a ridiculous jump.
Hey, all I'm saying, so the Bears getting Joe Brady for OC then.
Fam, is he working with Joe Brady right now? Jaden Daniels don't have Joe Brady right now.
All I'm saying,
I'm asking is why ain't we talking about
the point that I am making to you I hear everything you say because somebody gonna peep. Nobody is just not looking at those numbers.
He might fall. Listen, if you can get him in the second,
he's gonna fall, but not
you can
to
get
the
him in the
second round.
second.
Not to the second round, bro. The Saints have a Derek Carr problem. Derek Carr's not that guy. I'm sorry to tell you,
kid belief.
I'm sorry to tell you, kids. Saints got a Derek Carr problem. And as somebody's looking at these numbers, they're just not gonna look at this and be like, maybe we should take this guy.
Yeah.
But nah, like, I mean, unless you switching the regime, then that's the only way that I would bring him in. Now to Joel's point, not to your point, I believe I would just bring in Ben Johnson because what they're doing out in Detroit is basically what you could be able to do here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that he's going to get rid of Justin. I think that he's going to be able to maximize Justin's potential to the point that they'll be able to make the playoffs and possibly be able to make some hay. Because you got to think about it. For DJ Moore, they got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
If Jameson Williams gets a full year, that was technically supposed to be the second guy, Marvin Harrison. I mean, he's Jameson Williams working his way back into the offense. You got to Sam Laporta and Cole Kmet. Obviously, they're running the football. So
I like Cole. Let's not get crazy out here.
What you mean?
Got your Sam Laporta and Cole Kmet. Come on now. Laporta different out here. Laporta finna be somebody else.
Hey, yeah, that is a top five.
Cole finna be a tight end we talk about in the NFL.
That's a top five tight end in the league. My bad.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a top five tight end in the league already.
Top five.
Bro, what happened to Kyle Pitts? But anyway,
he waiting for Justin Fields to come down.
They need a quarterback. Oh
yeah, no. Desmond Ritter's not.
It's just I don't know, man. Like Jaden Daniels is just somebody that I looked at. Now it is hilarious. I didn't know this. This man been in college 6 years.
Yeah,
he came into college. Bro, I don't know nothing about this man. He came into college.
Michael Penix Jr. too. The dude that got them 2 ACL surgeries. Y'all want to get him?
No, I'm cool on that. I'm very cool on that. I like this guy. He's 22 years old.
I tell you, this is what we're gonna do. All right. Let's just say that everything works out like it's supposed to.
Right.
We keep Fields and we just ride out with Fields. He's a good quarterback. He's not necessarily great, but good. We done built the team. We got the line. We got the defense. And in 2 years, that's in 2026, Arch Manning becomes what we hope that he's supposed to be, and we go for Arch Manning. They get all the draft picks and they give it Arch Manning. There you go.
Hey,
we can trade up. Get whatever quarterback.
Can Arch Manning play?
But we're not going if Arch Manning can play until after next season.
Right.
You know what's going to happen? He's going when he has a Joe Burrow year throwing for 5,600 yards and 60 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And his last year in Texas, and he goes to the draft in 2026, and we'll have picks.
That's all I'm saying. Listen. All I'm saying is there's no conversation on Jaden Daniels, and this man is cooking. I mean, Joe Burrow went first overall doing the same thing.
Well, Joe Burrow definitely was good. I was looking at the numbers. Justin
Joe Burrow won a natty.
His second year, his first year at Ohio State, he only played 3 years. So he 67% completion. He threw for 3,200 yards, and he had 41 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And then he did regress in 2020 with 70, but actually he only played 8 games, so he had 70% completion, 2,100 yards.
Yeah, he lost the season because of COVID. That's why he's been in school so long.
Right. So, so actually by losing, I mean he was doing well in college. So clearly he can throw. And now when you compare Caleb Williams, I mean Caleb Williams is kind of doing. He right now he's at 3,600 yards for 30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, with 68% completion this year. That's what Caleb Williams did his senior year, which is basically what Justin Fields did his first year in Ohio State. Now, if COVID doesn't, cut short Justin's year and his last year, we don't know what he could be doing, or it should have been an improvement. Now, the year he won the Heisman, he had 4,500 yards with 42 and 5. So I don't know. I just think that we're looking at a comparable type of talent And so.
Well, from what I saw, he reminds me of. This is weird to say. Now, granted, it's at the college level. Everybody take it with a grain of salt. When I watched Jaden Daniels, it looked like the Justin Fields we want to see with Tyson's Bagent's poise in the pocket. That's all. Take that for what you want.
Yeah,
take that for what you want. But that's.
So you got a second tier QB on your hands, then.
I mean, we want him to. I think that the whole point is that can he eventually grow into that where he can read the defense like we want to. We have seen these flashes of him doing it, so it's not like what we're seeing what New York is going through. It's not like what we've seen.
Hey,
a lot
what
of
is
bad
up with the
quarterbacks
shot? Like,
hey, listen. I mean, it's bad out there, brother.
Hey, bro,
you said it's not like what we got going on in New York.
We catching strays. Like, this is
the Jets. I'm talking about the Jets.
Okay.
Oh, you just assumed it was you when he said it sucked. No, all New York teams suck this year.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but like, there's a lot of bad quarterback play out there, and we're not actually having that issue. We just have a total team issue, and it's like, but Fields is technically not, because he's not able to overcome all those things. Kind of like Aaron Rodgers, right? They had an average defense, and Rodgers was able to win games for them. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But it's like that's not fair to him because Rodgers had the luxury of sitting for some years before he came in and mastered the offense that he had. That's not the same environment that we had here for Fields.
Well, and I think here's the thing, like everybody else just wants the quarterback position, right? Because we've never had one, right? You want the quarterback. Please give us a quarterback. My guy, can I get a quarterback? I just want to have a quarterback. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page if you want a quarterback right now. I want a quarterback too. But you know what else I want? A team that wins for more than a year. I want a team that can be more consistent.
That's what I want.
I want a team that year in and year out, I know on both sides of the defense and offense, there's going to be some level of competency.
Yeah.
I don't care if we figure out the quarterback position in this draft or the next draft or 3 drafts from now. You know what I care about? I care about, is my offensive line going to be the same coming into every season? Right. Am I going to know that I've got 5 guys and at least one competent backup coming into every season? Am I going to know that on the defensive side of the football that I've got a 3 technique and 2 edge rushers every year? Because guess what? Everything else you can plug in. The San Francisco, am I going to know that my play caller is going to be the same level of play caller every year? Because everything else you can plug in. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. You want to know why they go out and they go get Chase Young? Because they're like, we got a system that just works if we throw people in there.
Well, they've built a foundation.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I want a foundation built. I don't care about figuring out the quarterback position. Most are so focused on the quarterback position. You've had quarterback play here. You know what we did to it? We let it get murdered every time. Heck, Mitch is mediocre behind Mitch is okay behind a decent offensive line. He's mediocre when you have nothing on the left side or the right side.
Yeah, establishing an offensive identity. This is one of the first times that we've actually done that, where we brought in a scheme, a zone running, blocking type of scheme. This is how we run this scheme. We don't still have our running game is still, it's all up and down. Who was our starting running back?
They're all hurt.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but we don't have a Bell Cow.
The scheme to me ain't consistent though. Roshan
Johnson, the scheme ain't been consistent all year though. I told y'all that in game 3.
No, they're not playing. They're not, because he's not playing. He's not calling games like he should be calling it. We have a scheme. So you have to find the players, just like this cover 2, right? This is the scheme, and the players got to fit this scheme. And to your point, we have not been able, since Jerry Angelo, we have not been able to keep that continuation of, one, drafting well, replenishing, restocking, adding. Like we have, I think when we went from like Alex Brown and Mark Anderson, and then who was that after we lost? Like they drafted Anderson as a late round pick. He kind of developed.
Yeah.
Right. When we lost Tommy Harris, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. We were just stuck. When we lost Mike Brown, you couldn't draft and replace Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And that we had one of the best defenses. That should have been one of the best defenses ever. But when we lose Tommy and Mike in the middle of the season, and we still go to the Super Bowl, but you're not replenishing that. That's the issue, like you're saying, creating, what the Patriot way. Like they figured out for so long. One, Tom Brady, clearly.
Tom Brady.
But they've reimagined and rebuilt their team how many times? They changed their identity at least 3 times.
Yeah, but you know what didn't change? The 5 fat guys in front of them.
They changed those guys.
When they started, when they aged out.
But they brought them out.
Because what Angelo did was he bought everybody but Olin Kreutz was practically the only one drafted. Yeah, old man Fred Miller was 35. John Tate was 31. Yeah. Garza was a free agent out of nowhere. Reuben Brown, like all these guys, and so they instantly got old, and then they were done.
Yeah,
and then Kreutz was the only one left.
I mean,
he went to the Saints and then he retired.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about it is
the ghost of Greek.
It's like
hilarious.
It's like Pat was saying
in on Justin.
Oh yeah.
But it's like Pat was saying, you have to keep trying to find these guys and keep building. The reason why the 49ers are able to let go of Jimmy Ward, we got Hufanga. Like it's things like that. That just keep going, and then you're seeing these guys where it's like, okay, even if Debo's getting older, we'll give you Ronnie Bell. We'll give you Ronnie Bell. Ayuk starting to come into his own. So it's like now that like they got their pick of the litter. It's like, okay, we're gonna let about 2 of you guys go, but we've found your replacements that we think are suitable enough.
Yeah.
To keep us going long term. Like I'm looking at the rosters right now. Like I mean, it's just they're going to keep it going for multiple years, and I think that's the thing. Like everybody wants like, oh, we need to go get this guy. We need to go get this guy. We need to go get this guy, and then maybe this year we're gonna win the Super Bowl. What happens? What happens when you gotta pay all those guys, and then it's like, okay, now we're looking at it in the store where it's like, okay, you know how you go to the store and your mom be like, you gotta ask me for this one thing, don't ask me for nothing else. That's literally all y'all want.
Yeah,
that's literally all y'all want.
It's weird to me. Like for me, I want a team. I don't want one piece. I want a team.
I want to do what Kansas City is doing right now. Like they've been very competitive and consistent for the last. Is it almost 10 years? How long has Andy Reid been there? Since he's been
it
there.
ain't been 10 years. Andy got drafted in 18. Or I'm sorry,
but
Pat got drafted in 18.
Right, but he's been there for a couple years before that.
Okay, but
no, he got drafted in 18.
No, he's talking about Andy Reid.
You talking about yes,
relevant.
Yeah. No. How long have the Chiefs been relevant? Probably almost 10 years now.
Yeah, no, the Chiefs been relevant for about 10, but now you've gotten, I want to say since Pat's been there, you've gotten 5 out of the receiving core, and now you got questions about the receivers, but the defense is up.
Andy Reid got there, and he's been there 10 years. He got there in 2013. They probably started having success around 15? Something like that.
When did
because Alex Smith was in San Francisco.
No, dude. When he got there in 11-5, 2013, 9-7, 2014, 11-5, 12-4, 10-6, 12-4, 12-4, 14-2, 12-5. He hasn't had a losing season yet.
Yeah. Well, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Mm.
I mean, but he's a good coach, which we need. But my point is that you clearly have a system. You're bringing in players to fit the system. We have been so fix this, pull this out, stopgap, add this, glue here. We have not been able to really build a true team. And so whether Justin's part of that equation, I think we keep using whatever we have. It might be bogus that, look, we get a quarterback next year. I'd hate to see Justin leave. I think he is talented. But if we can flip him and get another pick, cool. I'm going to ride for the Bears. You know what I'm saying?
I trade him to the Giants. We trade him to the Giants.
No. You stick with your Danny Dimes.
No.
Put it a little.
Trade him
Here's
to the
my
Giants.
number, ran a dime. Call me anytime.
No, that was funny. 1,000 points. 1,000 points.
If your team is not going to win, dude,
oh God.
call me.
Oh man,
that's pretty good. Here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. Pretty good.
But I think that I'm with you. I'd rather them let's just build this team. If Fields is that guy, I think Poles is smart enough to make the right decisions. He didn't go crazy in free agency last year. He made most of his picks hit, minus Valus Jones. Looks like Tyler Scott may not work out. Outside of that,
his rookie year. Let's give him some time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
he's got time.
Hey,
he got some Valus in his game.
He do.
He certainly got some Valus in his game.
I don't want.
Hey,
whatever.
Hey, first of all,
but when I said I wanted
I'm tired of the slander. Stop the cap. It's a guy. It's a guy in the middle of the defense right now.
Let me get that technique up off of you. Let me get your first round pick next year and get that 3 technique up off of you, my boy.
Hey, like what? Like
I can't wait.
Nobody, huh?
I can't wait. We traded the pick yet again, coming from the New York Giants.
Go to Judah Trey. You gotta relax, man.
Bro, if we get
really,
if we get Justin,
I think the Ghost is actually a white dude.
I'm just saying, like,
not gonna lie, it feels some of the stuff feels a little racist.
But it's like the thing is, like, we all want a team to win, and some people don't have the patience to see. You gotta recognize that no quarterback hardly really ever comes in and just lights it up. It's very hard to do that. Some people take longer to figure things out, and some are on a quicker path that can just figure the game out. And the thing is that he has the ability to do it. It's just, are they willing to do that? And it's just going to take time. So people got to have patience. But to call him retarded and dumb, it's like, you've seen enough. He's done enough things that he deserves more respect than that. Whether he's here or not, he deserves more respect than that.
Yeah.
And so I just don't appreciate that, because it's like, it's not about that. We just want to see a winner. We're all frustrated Bear fans. I've been watching them for all my life and only seen a couple of years where they win. So now we're at a point of a rebuild, and it's like, let's make this happen. Jeez.
Yeah, I think even to that point, right? Like, all the guys that come in that have dominated have systems in place, or they have a culture in place that is like, okay, what like this is what I expect out of you. If we just round the rest of the team out, we're gonna be okay. Like, D'Amico Ryans is gonna get coach of the year, but like I said before, like, D'Amico Ryans comes from San Fran. They get Jimmy Ward. You draft the receivers. Now you got CJ Stroud, who not only expects great things out of himself, but now he's also putting on for the team. Then you had Tom Brady with that system that's been around.
Hey, hold on, Ringo. Hold on. Guys, I was joking. I
know, bro, like they going dumb right now.
Calm down, guys. The chat is on fire right now.
Don't plug tonight.
Jesus.
Calm down, Jamal. Don't plug tonight.
It's a joke. Right. Calm down, Jamal. Put down the 9. Like, my God.
Bro, relax.
It was a joke. Y'all take this way too serious. Hey, Mudge really be sitting here reacting like it's they money that's getting spent on Justin's contract, bro. Yeah, I mean, Mudge really be acting like they spending
taxpayer dollars are going to this? No way.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, this is not Green Bay. We don't own the team. Thank God.
Fields is he's not a problem. It's just that he's at this stage of where he is on top of where the team is. It's not there yet. Yeah. This team, I mean, all we wanted, the expectations I have for this team was at least to get to the playoffs, not a Super Bowl. And if we can continually build, I think we have a smart GM. So we have to ride this out. And the thing is that there's not a rush. We don't actually have to rush to get away from Fields. But if he can scout offensive linemen and defense, some of the defensive players he's had, if they can scout a quarterback, then I'm gonna ride with that. If he feels that Fields is that guy, then I'm gonna ride with Fields. If he feels that it's Drake May this year, if it's little Caleb Williams, or maybe next year it's another guy coming out, then because you already know they're forecasting They already got a big board that they're looking at. They know who they want to identify right now. Either they're going to stick with Fields, or they already have identified someone that fits for what they want to do. And all we got to do is watch.
The only thing that I ask is I don't want it to be like a 76ers type deal where it's like oh, well, if we just get this guy and we tank just enough, we can have DJ Moore, and I'm not saying that that's gonna happen, but I just don't want it to be a DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison. Now we got Justin Fields. We get this guy right here. We get this guy, and then it's like, okay, now now we can talk. But like, nah, that's the only thing I'm not trying to have them do.
Yeah.
No, the difference is that one, you can be systematic or strategic in how we're drafting in football, and basketball, that's such a crapshoot. The GM's not even there no more about trusting the process, and it doesn't necessarily work like that. Like building a team, football is a little bit different to me, where you can plug and play the right guys that fit the pieces that you need. Basketball is definitely a little bit more of cohesiveness, right? Yeah. All these guys getting along. You can get but the egos that come from playing basketball is a lot different to me than in football.
But I still think you identify. I mean, I could be wrong, but you still identify the guys that you want. So it's like I that's the only thing. I just don't want it to be a situation where the Bears got to keep losing for them to be consistently up after that.
No. I was saying that what they're going to do is that when they get enough capital, they're going to end up trading up to get the guy they're going to want.
Oh yeah, you going see that mug?
I think by the time if I was to play it out that way, I got enough draft capital where I'm going to do that eventually, because I've already built this team to a point. So let's just get this line right. Let's get a line that's going to be there for 3 to 5, 7 years, versus this stopgap nonsense. We're hiring Mike McGlinchey, and he busts out because he got his money.
Well, that's why we don't get Mike McGlinchey. And good job on Ryan Poles on that. Hey, man, we're going to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Let's hope that the chat calms down and everybody goes back to their separate corners.
It's just one person that's very
love anytime Justin Fields is brought up. It's just like, we love him, we hate him. War!
It is a weird, polarizing kind of
thing.
Bro,
it's so like, weird to me, bro. It is the funniest thing in the world. But it's not that weird. It was the same thing with Mitch. It was the same thing.
I liked Mitch because I saw the talent in him too. He ran. He could extend plays. He's doing the same thing. He's not Fields' arm talent is way better, way more accurate than how Mitch was. But it's like, if you scheme for what Mitch could do, I was fine with that. But everybody wants. I don't know. I was, But the whole point is that even if we got Deshaun Watson here, are they going to scheme for what Deshaun Watson would have did?
Yeah, but Deshaun Watson is great enough to overcome the scheme. I don't think they scheme for Deshaun Watson very well in Houston either.
Well, I mean
all until he took that year off, baby. Watch yourself. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page.
He was great at the off of the script stuff then.
Y'all know what to do. He was real off the script at that point. Hey, man, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love. Bear down.